Hey guys, so it has been a long time since I sat in front of this camera and talked to you guys. A lot has changed. I don't even remember the last time I took a video. It's been quite some time, but I just felt like I needed to update, the people that are watching this and let them know what's going on, I guess. So the main reason why I wanted to make this video was because tonight I was eating dinner with my family, a normal dinner, and I was thinking about one of my very first therapists that I went to, and I remember her telling me, I'm going to be really emotional in this video, I remember her telling me, I was like 10 at the time when I was seeing her, and I remember her telling me, in 10 years you're going to email me and you're going to say, I just had a burger and it was the greatest thing I've had in my entire life. And I didn't have a burger tonight, that was like 2 nights ago, but I was eating a hot dog with my family and I was like, you know what, let's send her an email and just let her know what's going on. So I want to read you guys this email, because if you haven't seen my other videos, it tells most of my backstory and like what happened and stuff. So I'm going to read you this and then I'm going to fill you in on some other things. So if you can already tell, she was my therapist in 2009 when I was 10, and she really didn't know what ARFID was. Nobody did. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't like a disorder yet. So, it was very hard for her to help me because nobody really understood what was going on. And a lot of people still don't know. So I wanted to write this, to inform her, like what happened with me and, how I'm better now. So I'm just going to read this to you. I'm not going to tell you her name or anything, but so I said hi, and then I said, I'm not sure if you remember me, but I was a patient of yours back in 2009, and you helped me deal with my fear of food and the anxiety that came along with it. My family and I moved from Illinois to Arizona in 2010, and my eating problems came along with it. Up until I was 15, almost 16, I was still eating the basic foods that I loved. If you can remember, the big things were pizza without cheese and chocolate chip waffles for dinner. It was affecting my life greatly, especially being in high school and going out with friends. Because of the eating problems, I developed severe depression and anxiety in my teen years. My parents were desperate to find me help, and after trying a couple therapists here, my mom found an outpatient eating disorder called Healthy Futures. After being interviewed at Healthy Futures, it was concluded that I had an eating disorder called ARFID, Avoidant Restrictive Food Intake Disorder. Most of you guys watching this probably already know. And I said, which you can conclude is just very picky eating and the inability to consume food. After the interviewing process, I was accepted into the teen therapy program. This intensive outpatient program was 20 weeks long and was about 10 hours a week. Each week I met up with my nutritionist, personal therapist, and was part of a group therapy session with other teens with eating disorder. At first, I did not feel like I fit in with the teen group therapy because my disorder was so much more different than the stereotypical eating disorders, anorexia and bulimia. And I just wasn't a big fan of the whole thing in general. I didn't like talking to the girls in my group because I did not feel like we could all relate to each other. Dr. Kim DeRay was my personal therapist. I was lucky enough to get her because she specializes in ARFID. I learned from her that ARFID is a sensory disorder, and it wasn't that I didn't want to try food, it was that my body wouldn't let me. Every week that I would meet up with her, we would talk for part of the time, and then she would do touch work on me for the other part of the time. The type of touch work she did on me was called somatic experience therapy, and she would work with my adrenal system and shut down my adrenals and calm my body. Doing this touch work, she actually learned a lot about my body. She concluded that I have less taste buds than everybody else, and the insides of my cheeks were more sensitive. Using what she learned from the somatic experience therapy, she carefully constructed a plan to get me to start eating right. We did exercises with and without food to get me used to the feel, smell, and the look of food. As the weeks went on, we could see me gradually getting better. Another thing that really contributed in my recovery was the fact that every Monday and Wednesday I had group therapy, and we all ate dinner together, and every Wednesday we had a themed meal that we had to follow along with. It was scary for me to try new foods, especially with a bunch of strangers around me, but the girls in my group were very encouraging and helped me get over my fear. In November of 2014, I graduated from Healthy Futures a month before my assigned graduation date, and ever since then my life has changed. I'm not afraid to try food anymore, and I've opened up to so many different things that I would have never done before. I go out with friends, and I have sleepovers, and I go on dates, and I go to parties, and I just enjoy life. To raise awareness, I've obviously made a couple YouTube videos, which I wrote to her, and I just telling her about how I just want to offer help to people that are struggling because I know exactly how it feels. And then I continued on saying, going through the therapy didn't only put a toll on me, but also my parents. During that time, a release for my mom was to write. She would pour her feelings out, and she ended up writing a whole book based on my experience in only 3 months. And as of February of 2017, her book will be in bookstores everywhere. The book is titled Sad Perfect, and it's about the things that I went through, the relationship I was in at the time, and it'll hopefully provide comfort and support with people struggling with ARFID and eating disorders. I felt the need to write you because I remember you telling me, in 10 years you're going to email me saying you just had a burger and it was the best thing you've ever tasted. I now eat hot dogs and hamburgers and pizza with the cheese on it, and I have not been happier in my life. I wanted to thank you for helping me through a tough time and supporting my stubborn little self. I'm so pleased to say that I can finally go out and be happy and order a normal meal and eat it and enjoy it. And then I just went on saying, I know this is a long email, I really appreciate you listening to me, and then I linked the videos down below. So, that's what I wrote, and I do want to take this time now to talk about the book that my mom actually wrote. So, I have it right here. It is called Sad Perfect, and it is based on my true story. It's not 1000% about me. There are a lot of things that are coincidental that have happened to me. It's not coincidental, she wrote it, and they've happened about me. And there are some things that are made up too. And I mean, here it is. This is the advanced reader copy. It's not going to be in bookstores until February of 2017, but it'll be everywhere and it'll be available for anybody to read and to buy. And I figured that I would read the back of the book for you guys because just to give you a taste of what it's going to be about. So, the story is told in second person, so there's not really a main character name, but her parents, her friends, her boyfriend, they call her P. So it says, for 16-year-old P, eating has always been difficult. Some people might call her a picky eater, but she knows it's more than that, and it's getting worse. Now there's a monster raging inside of her, one that controls more than just her eating disorder. The monster is growing, causing anxiety, depression, and dangerous thoughts. When P meets Ben, they fall crazy mad in love. She tries to keep the monster hidden, but the monster wants to come out, and as much as P tries, she can't pretend that this part of her doesn't exist. With the help of Ben, her family, and her friends, P must find inner strength to understand that her eating disorder does not have to control her. And then it just talks a little bit about my mom at the bottom. It says Stephanie Elliot was inspired to write Sad Perfect by her own daughter's journey with ARFID, avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. She has written for a variety of websites and magazines and is a book reviewer, a parenting columnist, and an editor. She lives in Scottsdale, Arizona with her husband and her 3 children. So, I just wanted to read that to you guys and let you know that it's going to be in bookstores in about 6 months now. And I also wanted to let you know that my mom does have a website. It's www.stephanieelliot.com, and on this website you will see it talks about her book that she has coming out. It also has her other books that she has written. She has written 3 other books. They are all self-published and they are on Amazon. They aren't hardback, they're just, you can get them on Kindle, you can get them on Amazon. And then, it just tells you about my mom a little bit, and yeah. So I just wanted to give you guys that quick little update, and I hope that you guys are all doing well. I'm still, getting emails from you guys, which is absolutely amazing, and I try my hardest to reply, and, I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on, because I haven't made videos for you guys in a while, and I just wanted to let you know that, I'm doing good, and you guys can do good too. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you check out my mom's website at www.stephanieelliot.com. If you want to talk to me about ARFID, if you want to reach out to me, if you need help, email me at McKaelen@elliot@gmail.com. Everything's going to be linked below. Check out my other videos if you haven't already. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.